Greetings guys and gals, this is XIJABERWALKIX bringing you the best in esports. Today we have StarCraft Brood War, the Shinhan Winners League's STX Seoul versus SKT1 Set 5. SKT1 is up 3-1, all thanks to the Ninja Toss, the Bisu, and this is going to be possibly the last set. If Bisu is able to win, he's going to do an all-kill, killing all the good players from STX and winning the match entirely of his own accord. We are on La Mancha, which is like a Spanish plateau apparently. It is a 4-player map, kind of like Grand Line SC. It's on the same tile set, so pretty much Grand Line SC. The natural expansion is pretty easy to take. The second natural, I don't know how it's going to play out. This is a new map. There are 2 ways to get into, so there's like the choke way to get into your second natural, and then there's a bridge going probably like 90 degrees to get into your second natural. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I don't even know because this is the first matchup I've seen on this map. But at the top left in green is going to be Bogus, a relatively new player. Pretty good though, 55% win rate. Like 30 something and something else. He's got around 30-ish wins. So relatively new, but his worst matchups against Protoss, which doesn't help him at all. He's at the top left. At the bottom right is going to be the white, kind of peach-colored Protoss player. Needs no introduction, Bisu, the man. And I've got some comments recently about me calling things too early or contradicting myself, and so I'm just gonna try to keep that on both ends of the spectrum and not do it. But I do think that we're going to see a 1-Rex into CC from Bogus, but I could be wrong yet again. Pro Scout looks like it's going out for Bisu. No gateway yet, and so might be going for an early expansion. Looks like it is going for something like a 14 Nexus, so we are going to see an early expansion from the Bisu, and we're going to have to see what Bogus goes for. And I don't know why you would name your guy Bogus. I mean, honestly, sometimes. And that brings me to another point I'd like to make, is that Koreans, they pick the best music for the Pro League and for the OSL and the MSL stuff, but it has nothing to do with anything. Like, they picked All About You, which is about a girl being like super selfish, for the intro for the MSL, which absolutely makes no sense, but it's really like empowering and so it's pretty awesome. We do see that supply depot going down. He still could go for the 1-Rex into CC, although usually when that supply depot goes down, we do see some type of mech build. This SCV Scout is going to go in the wrong direction. It looks like in a gas steal, going to completely eliminate that mech play early on, so I think now Bogus is going to have to go for that command center if he really wants to stay in par with Bisu. That SCV Scout still has not scouted the base. There goes the command center. Just as I'm saying that, Simulator probably not. Actually, he probably will let it finish, in my opinion, just because there's no really pressure. Not too many Marines out. There's only 2, so it's going to take them a while to get that gas. I'm assuming that Bogus, which is a very common play for him to take his naturals gas and just send a bunch of SCVs to go take the first cargo of gas there, and that's exactly what he's doing. He is taking his natural gas, putting a bunker at the front for some extra defense. I'm assuming that that Nexus is either finished or very, very close to being finished. He does have a gateway out as well. So Bisu goes to me just a little bit ahead and not even going to scout. Oh my god, not going to scout Bisu. Completely skipping that bottom right. He's going to scout him third, unfortunately. Really, really unfortunate for Bogus. He's already so far behind. Just in terms of by chance not scouting him and the gas steal and all that stuff. We haven't seen a lot of mana pylons, and my question, you guys probably won't know because you guys don't play. Ooh, and bad rally on the gas. Oh my god, what are you doing, Bogus? Just showing his newbie play. Oh, there we go. And all of them going back to the gas. A little bit of miss micro there by Bogus, but it's alright, whatever. But my question is, mana pylons, do they work in StarCraft 2? And that was my big question. You guys probably won't know because you guys probably don't play StarCraft 2, as this is a Brood War commentary, but I was just curious, thought I'd throw that out there. This SCV Scout is going to get picked off, unfortunately, for Bogus, so he's not even going to see anything that's going on in the main. Marine now fighting against that assimilator in a slow winning battle. Bogus might be actually trying to push out this probe scout. Might be able to get through, but no. Not able to, unfortunately, but Bisu's still not going to have a scout. Pretty much he knows what Bogus is going to do. Bogus isn't going to do anything crazy. I mean, he could, but just from the way that he's playing, it's really going to be kind of the standard play from Bogus to go that mech and for Bisu to push in with his Dragoons, with the range, outrange the bunker, SCVs pull off to repair, and that whole thing. We do see the Cybernetics core spinning. Obviously not for +1 air weapons, but for Dragoon range. Robotic facility going down as well. Bogus still trying to get a scout in, and I think that's very smart of him. He needs to know what Bisu is doing, but unfortunately it looks like he's not going to be able to get in here. Oh, Bisu just doing really good micro. And I don't know if I told you guys this, but I actually popped in my Brood War, like I did the whole I-Cup thing and popped it in, and I was absolutely terrible. It's so much harder to micro Dragoons rather than Stalkers. The firing is just like a split second later than it is for Stalkers, and so like half the time I didn't even get volleys off, and it was terrible. And it's really not even that hard to the auto mining really doesn't make a difference. It adds an extra element to the game, but when a probe comes out, you can just hit the spacebar key and move it over. Not really too much of a hassle there, but it just adds an extra element. Now, honestly, I think they should have kept auto mining out of StarCraft 2, but I'm not going to really bash on the game too much. Now we have a lot of Dragoons actually on this bunker, and he's had to pull off 6 SUVs to repair. This Vulture came out first for some odd reason. Don't know why he built that Vulture first. Probably should have built a tank first if he was smart at all. Siege tanks probably being researched, but just a lot of minerals going towards the repairing of this bunker. And meanwhile, Bisu's just at 2 bases. He is bringing off another SCV, so he's going to have a total of 7 SCVs. Finally, the siege tank sieges up and is going to be attacking those Dragoons. But man, Bisu's just going to continue with this attack, continue to run out the minerals for Bogus. Finally, he backs up just a little bit more, but oh my gosh, honestly, I really think he could have gone in and sniped that tank. I don't know how cost-effective that was, don't know how many Dragoons he would lose, but he had a lot of Dragoons there, probably could have sniped that tank fairly easily if he really wanted to. He does have a pylon at that 9 o'clock, so he's going to know when Bogus tries to expand, unless he goes for that 11:30, obviously, because there's nothing there. Barracks now moving into the appropriate position to make that choke just that much smaller. Bogus looks pretty bogus, not gonna lie. He looks like who is it? I don't know. I'll think of it, but he looks like someone from like Honey I Shrunk the Kids or something like that. Arbiter Tribunal going down, very standard. Arbiter play is just the way the map works. It seems like Arbiter play would be much more effective on this map than carriers. And I'm assuming that Bisu's going to be expanding very soon at that 6 o'clock position. Very good pylon block as well. That Vulture tries to get in and unable to do so because those Dragoons are there. And Bisu, even though not really a whole lot has gotten down, just miles ahead of Bogus in my opinion, just miles and miles ahead. Simply for the fact that he put so much pressure on early on, made him pull 7 SCVs. Remember, those 7 SCVs are not only not mining, they're also eating up minerals for Bogus instead of doing mining time. So you have to take the mining time into account, you have to take the minerals he lost into account, and you have to take the account that Bisu has his second base up a lot earlier than Bogus. And when you put all those things together, man, Bogus is pretty far behind. He is trying to even things up by getting his expansion, building that in-base command center. Bisu now getting up his macro, building a lot more gateways, but honestly, it's not easy. It's not any easy task to come back in StarCraft, especially Brood War, and so it's really going to be very hard for Bogus to come back here. He is expecting some type of shuttle play as he's put missile turrets pretty much on all the key locations. Might be expecting some type of DT as it is a ninja toss after all. We do see the forward spinning, so probably +1 upgrades for air. First Arbiter is coming out. That Observer is going to be able to get in the base and see everything that Bogus, almost forgot his name, Bogus is doing. And I'd like to thank all of you guys for all the support. Well, there's really no action going on. All the support you've given me and all the kind words you said. I'm sorry if I don't get back to you on the comments, because sometimes the comments don't automatically go into my inbox type thing, like they don't show up, and so sometimes that happens. But usually I try to reply to every comment that people say or a question that you ask. If you PM me, I will definitely respond that way. And also, in other news, Bisu's taking an expansion at that 7 o'clock base. But what I was going to say, this weekend I have a CSL match against the University of Rochester Institute of Technology or something. They're ranked like 3rd in our division, so we need a big win. I'm playing in the 2v2 match. I'm also trying to qualify for the TSL, so I'm in the TSL StarCraft 2 Open number 9. So that's always exciting. And Bisu just, taking bases, and Bogus has not yet even secured his 3rd at that 12 o'clock position, unfortunately. He does have a pretty significant take force. Now he's transferring his probes, just getting that base up and running, but still so far behind in terms of economy, it's just hurting me. The Terran player can usually be somewhat ahead. Uh-oh, we might see a recall from Bisu. This would be absolutely epic. But it's okay for the Terran player to be behind one base, but oh my gosh, so many gateways going up for Bisu. But not this much. You can't be this far behind in economy and expect to pull out a win. Bogus is going to have to do something absolutely bogus, or Bisu's going to have to do something absolutely bogus, like mess up and send all of his Dragoons into a huge siege line or something. And even then, I think that Bisu might have enough Dragoons to just do that. But he's going to have to do something ridiculous to mess this up, because Bisu just has so many forces. He's able to have like 3 separate armies to deter any type of attack that Bogus can put on him. And I know I might sound biased because I'm a total Bisu fanboy. But anyone that, you just look at this game and it doesn't look even. There's not many confrontations that have happened, but it doesn't look like an even game in the least. We have a science facility up for Bogus as well, so he could go for EMP. That could be huge. If he gets a good EMP off on those Arbiters and those ground units, totally change the tide of the battle. He's also going to be able to get up his upgrades because of that science vessel, obviously. And I always wonder why people opt for glasses other than contacts. Maybe contacts like irritate their eyes or something. I don't have contacts. I actually have 20/20 vision. I'm probably going to need glasses because my dad started to need glasses in college, but I've always wondered. I just think contacts would be a lot easier, but maybe not. You have to take them out and put them in, and some people don't like touching their eyes. But here we go. Huge recall. Going to go in the natural, possibly, or maybe he's going to go all the way to the main. But no, just right in the middle here. Huge recall with a ton of Dragoons and stuff. Now he's probably going to push in at the front as well. And Bisu just absolutely epic recall. He has a huge glob of forces in the middle of the map. Don't know why he's not necessarily using them. Probably using all of his macro intensity on this small attack here, but probably should push in at the front at the same time because none of the siege tanks were sieged. Now they're starting to siege up. He's going to be able to take down the science facility, able to take down just so much. There's not that many mines in the base of Bogus, so he's going to have that. Not good. It's not good. He probably should put more mines in his base. Just losing so many units. Lost that science vessel as well. This is probably going to get cleaned up, but at what cost? Because Bisu still has a huge army at the front, and I think that might be a siege line to the left of that white glob, and that's why he hasn't been moving in. But I definitely could be wrong. We have a huge streaming of forces that could be probes, but no, it's not probes, it's zealots. I was like, that's got to be probes, man, because there's just so many units, but it's not. It's just zealots and Dragoons, and a huge push coming at the front. Another Arbiter in the mix, and this is going to be just absolutely terrible. Honestly, I think Bisu could have pushed in a little bit earlier. That wasn't a siege line, that was just the front buildings pretty much for Bogus, and he should have pushed in. But he didn't. He needs to get a good stasis off. If he doesn't, then this could be a little bit bad for him. There are quite a bit of siege tanks right there. And Bogus doing a very nice job of attacking at 2 fronts, attacking that 7 o'clock-ish base, just sieging on that line. It's going to get cleaned up by this 2 zealots fairly easily, though. It could possibly get picked up by that dropship if it's able to unsiege close enough, and we might see another recall by Bisu. It did actually get picked up, is in the middle line now, and another recall from Bisu. This is just going to be absolutely terrible. Terrible for Bogus because it's going to destroy all of infrastructure. Honestly, I think that it probably should attack those machine shops, but Bogus very smartly stopping one, or maybe the upgrade finished just in time. Bunch of Dragoons just popping there, unfortunately, for Bisu. And that machine shop still spinning. I honestly would probably target fire that machine shop if I was him. Might be a little bit too close to that siege line of Bogus's, though. And Bisu, actually, this drop, or this recall hasn't been as effective as I thought. It's going to get cleaned up fairly easily. He needs a scan. It looks like he doesn't even have a scan, not attacking any of the units. Oh my gosh, does not have a scan left. unfortunately, and these cloaked Dragoons, these hero cloaked Dragoon, finally enough energy for a scan there, but oh my gosh, that's absolutely terrible for him. Able to clean up that Dragoon force, but at the cost of losing another science facility, so that is a very, very effective drop. Or, not really a drop, it's a recall. I don't know why I keep calling it a drop. Very, very effective recall by Bisu. Doesn't want to lose that Arbiter. Don't know why that Arbiter is engaging that Goliath. It's retarded. Like, why would you do that? He does anyways. He loses the Arbiter, but he's at a point to where he's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 mining bases to Bogus's 3. And so now he's producing Arbiters out of 2 Stargates because he can, because he has the economy to do so, coming in with more forces, and it's just going to be an onslaught, onslaught, onslaught. It's going to be like the 2 towers, the Twin Towers in Lord of the Rings on Helm's Deep, and it's just going to be onslaught after onslaught, and eventually Helm's Deep breaks. Spoiler alert, but that's what happens, and so that's what it's going to be like, unfortunately. And of course they ride out, but there's no Gandalf in this story, okay? There's no Gandalf in this story. Bisu's just going to absolutely overrun Bogus. He's going to lose his command center as well, and that's going to hurt a lot too, because now he's going to be at 2 mining bases. The command center is so close to going down, finally goes down, might lose a science vessel as well. Bisu just attacking on 2 fronts, kind of pincering in the units of Bogus. I'm assuming... Really, there's no way. I'm going to call it. There's no way he's coming back for this. Bogus knows that. You can visibly see it on his face that he's lost. And it really sucks when you're put in such a position where you make the difference between your team winning and losing. You know, if you lose this match, then your team loses. And it kind of feels like it's on you, even though that Bisu had beat Cal and Calm. It feels like the loss is on you because you were the last person to lose. You were the last thing standing between the finish line and... Bisu. But honestly, I think that Bogus should feel very, very proud of himself. He played like a new player, but he played like a very, very smart player. He did very, very smart things, trying to drop in, barely getting the recall in, able to recall 2 Arbiters, and doing a very nice job here. This attack is going to do a lot of damage as well. Bogus not playing bad by any means. He was behind the whole game, but he did what he could. It's not like he got absolutely stomped on. You know, while Bisu is on twice the bases almost, Bogus did what he could. GG's, and Bisu able to do the all-kill versus STX Seoul. Very, very nice. He is on top of his game. And if you guys liked this, then, well, if you like this, then you can go to the Navake account, I believe, or the Maktir account, and look at an interview with Bisu, because he just all-killed STX Seoul. But really, if you like this, please subscribe and give me a like. And any other advice you guys can give me is awesome. If you guys just want to talk about StarCraft, that's awesome too. Just send me a PM or a comment. Other than that, I'm out of here. Lates.